My name's Ernie.
You can turn the camera off now. Hi, sorry I couldn't come to your conference today, but I'm afraid I missed the bus. Anyway, my name's Rodri. I'm 16 years old. I'm dyslexic and dyspraxic, which makes writing impossible, reading very hard, and the less said about spelling, the better. In my lessons, I use speech recognition software. It's a great help to me. I've used it since the age of 9. In this video, I'm going to show you a bit about how it works. Now, let's start with the basics. What do you need to be able to do speech recognition? Well, obviously, firstly, you'll need a computer. How's that for fast delivery? Now, it can't be just any old laptop. Make sure it's fairly modern and has a good sound card. Now, the next thing you need is the software. Make sure it's the latest and up-to-date version. Next, you need a microphone. Make sure it's a decent quality microphone. This isn't just any old mic, it's a proximity mic, which means it won't pick up any annoying background noise, so you'll be able to use it in a noisy classroom. Now I'm just going to demonstrate to you how it works. I'm going to be dictating into Microsoft Word. I wouldn't normally have a blue background and I wouldn't normally use such big letters. It's just so you guys can see it. I'm now just going to read a few bits from my RS book. Pacifists are people who are totally against war and violence. Full stop. It comes from the word passive, comma, which means to get involved. Full stop. That's proof that speech recognition software actually works. Exclamation mark. Being dyslexic, I find reading hard, which means I also find proofreading very difficult. I've got a great way of getting around this. Select all. Read that.
Pacifists are people who are totally against war and violence. It comes from the word passive, which means to get involved.
As you see, I've already spotted from listening back a couple of mistakes. I'm now going to show you how this can be used with any other application. And now I'm going to talk into Google and search for something. British Dyslexia Association. Search. 2. British Dyslexia Association. If I come across a website with a lot of text that I need to read, I've got another clever bit of software that helps you read it. It's called Read Write. Now, just for the purpose of demonstrations, I'm going to get it to read a couple of things from my website.
Welcome to the official Rodgers Productions website. We are a small film and entertainment studio.
Now, I'm going to tell you about some of the myths and balderdash said about voice recognition. Myth number 1. Young children can't use it. I was 9 when I started it, so that's pretty young, and it worked pretty well for me after I'd trained it. Now, obviously, if you're too young to talk, you're going to have a bit of a problem there. Myth number 2. It doesn't work, full stop. Now, I think you've seen enough here today to see that it does work. Myth number 3. You have to speak loud. Because of this myth, most teachers don't want it used in their classroom. That's absolute load of rubbish. Most of the time I can just talk above a whisper in the classroom so my friend next to me doesn't notice. Number 4, you have to say each word individually and slow. That's complete rubbish. It's better, in fact, if you talk fluently, and you can talk as fast as you like as long as you pronounce each word clearly. Background noise makes it impossible in the classroom. Unless there's a jumbo jet taking off outside the classroom, it should work fine. As long as you have a decent proximity microphone, it should only pick up what you are saying. And our final myths, it is not, under any circumstances, allowed in an exam. Of course it's allowed in an exam. It is treated the same as a scribe, so if you've got the same concessions which allow you to have a scribe, you can use speech recognition. Unfortunately, like most things in this world, speech recognition does have its downsides. Training is the first one. If you're dyslexic and aren't very good at reading, training is going to be difficult, because you have to read in bits of text. For instance, I had to read in an extract from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I was only 9 at the time and found reading nearly impossible, so my dad had to read the text first, repeat it to me, and then I'd repeat it into the computer. Obviously, that took absolutely ages, but it was worth it in the end. Also, laptops are very expensive, and so is the software. If you think about schools with mobile phones being nicked, think how nickable a laptop would be. Plus, they're quite easy for people to break. So parents must help. If it hadn't been for my dad and my mum learning how to use the software before me, I never would have been able to get my head around it. And also, teachers. Technology isn't the only thing that's going to help dyslexics. You can't just throw technology at children and expect them to know how to use it. Teachers must know how to use it as well, and the teachers must be trained how to teach dyslexics. Small class sizes are important, and if it's a school with a unit, teachers outside the unit must know how to deal with dyslexia, because generally they do not have a clue. Thanks to all the technology, I'm on the same level with my friends and don't feel inferior to them. Without the technology, I would be absolutely nowhere, as I can't write. I also use the technology to do fun things, such as filmmaking, animations, and internet radio. Cheers for watching. I hope you like my film.